Hi there, students. To skitter as a verb, skittery as an adjective, or maybe skittering as well as an adjective. Okay, to skitter is to move rapidly. It's about rapid movement with light contact with the surface, together with changes of direction. So I opened the cupboard door and the cockroaches skittered everywhere. There was one definition I really liked: to skitter. If a rat ran along a hard wooden floor, you'd hear this sound. That would be a skittering sound. Also, to skitter is to fish, but while you are pulling the bait or the lure over the surface of the water, and it's skipping and jumping and moving it in a skittery way. And this is the idea of skitter. Skitter is a movement. It's a bouncing, twitching, scampering movement. I shouted at the children and they skittered away. So to move away quickly, or also to do that but making a sort of scratching noise, or to skip something over the surface so that it only touches the surface at intervals. Okay, a skittering movement. There was a skitter of activity. Okay, so skitter. It's got this idea of moving. As I came up, there were several lizards that skittered away. They disappeared. It's got this idea of little legs moving at 20 to the dozen, moving very rapidly. They're scampering, they're scurrying, they're moving rapidly. The mice were skittering along the ground. Okay, so that's this idea of to skitter, to move lightly. It's a quick, light, hurried movement. The girls skittered out of my reach. They moved away, but with with a light movement. To move quickly, maybe a bird could skitter along the surface. To move in a jittery, jerky. Okay, the leaves skittered along the pavement in the wind. It's to run, to go, to glide lightly, to skim along the surface. Yeah, is something that's moving. It's a light, rapid movement. You could watch the insects skittering here and there, but it's across a surface. Okay, so to skitter, to glide, to skip. Okay, these leaves skittering across the floor. Mice skittering across the floor. Okay, it's this movement. It's this movement. I think you could probably use it for something like the movement of a ball, perhaps. The ball skittered into the net. It's moving about quickly and lightly. I could hear the rats skittering under the floorboards. There were pieces of paper skittering all over the grass. Yeah, if you see a field where there's been an event and there's lots of rubbish and the wind's blowing this rubbish, this wind is skittering, it's sort of bouncing across the surface. So to skim, to skip, to scamper, to scurry, to scuttle. Okay, so my I went skating and my feet were skittering across the ice. I skittered across the road and went into my house. Skitter, formality. I'm going to give this a 5 in formality. It's maybe a little bit literary, but I think you could use it anywhere. Perhaps it's from the word skite, which is moving in an oblique direction. So to skitter, to move rapidly.